Alright, so I wanted to make a quick tutorial about doing what I think a lot of people are going to be doing today, and that's transferring their plugins over to the new Photoshop Creative Cloud. I'm sure if you're like me, you were up last night until the cloud updates finally came out, a little bit past 8 o'clock, Pacific time anyways, and so now we've got to transfer all of our plugins and settings over. When you first installed Photoshop CC, it should have asked you if you wanted to drag your presets and preferences over from your previous versions into Photoshop CC, and I would hope you just press yes to that, and that did a great job of getting my actions and tool presets and keyboard shortcuts, all that kind of fun stuff in here. But it did not grab any of our plugins or filters. So that's the next step. Now some people think you can just click and drag from one plugin folder to the next, and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, and that's what I'm going to go over today real fast, just specifically with Nik filters and Topaz, since those seem to be two of the biggest filters or plugin sets out there that a lot of people are using. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, you can see if I go to my filter panel here, or filter menu, I don't have either of those installed. I have my image nomic, which is portraiture and noiseware. I ran ahead and ran the install files for those to get those in here, and if you want to know, it's going to be basically the same process that we're going to do for Nik. So to go ahead and do the Nik filters, I'm going to go to where I have my stuff downloaded to, go to Photoshop, and go to my Nik filter, my Nik collection. I'm going to run that, and of course it's going to ask me if I want to let it do it. Sure, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Oh, dummy. Of course, yes. Close your Photoshop first. Okay, so we're going to install, choose your location. The install location's fine. Okay, now this is the part that you need to make sure of. So it's pulling up my Lightroom 5, Lightroom 4, CS6, all that kind of fun stuff, but it's not pulling up Creative Cloud. So you got to hit this plus sign, and then go to wherever your plugin folder is for your install. For most default here on Windows, it's going to be C drive program files, Adobe Photoshop CC 64-bit, plugins. Okay, and of course you can add the 32-bit if you want to. Thankfully, I finally find myself no longer needing the 32-bit. For a long time I had clients that still wanted me to use certain plugins and filters that were only available on the 32-bit version, and thankfully I no longer need to use those. So, but I'll do it just for fun, just to show you guys. So now it shows up Photoshop Custom 64-bit and then Photoshop Custom. Okay, go ahead and press install. Okay, Nik has completely set up. We're going to press finish. Now if we go back to our Photoshop CC, go to filter, there's our Nik collection. If I open up an image, let's open up one that someone wouldn't mind me showing. Here we go, here's this. Wow, this stuff looks weird on this huge resolution that I have this set to right now. And I can go to Nik collection, and let's just do Silver FX Pro. That's one of my all-time favorite plugins for Nik or anybody. I do love Topaz plugins, but I just really enjoy what we can do with this. Anyways, so I'm not really showing you how to use that. I'm just pressing the button just to show you that it all comes through fine and that it's not watermarked, and it brings your registration over. Everything is fine. So we're going to close that image. No, I don't want to save it. And so let's do Topaz now. So we're going to close that. Now Topaz is really interesting how it has it set up. So here I've gone to my C drive program files, Adobe Photoshop CS6 64-bit plugins, and so you can see where your plugins are installed here. And the way Topaz does it is they just install to a folder in your program files and then make a shortcut in your plugins directory to the plugin. So if I open one of these plugins up, it just shows me program files, Topaz Labs, Topaz Adjust plugins. And that's great because what that means is I can open up another window and just go to, I just copied and pasted there, so I'm going to Adobe and I'm going to go to my Photoshop CC 64-bit. So again, I'm in Program Files, Adobe Photoshop CC 64-bit, Plugins. You can see where I have my Google, which is Nick, and then my image nomic. And I can take my Topaz shortcuts. I'm going to go ahead and do my Totally Rad because I like Totally Rad too. And I just got to copy those over there. It's going to ask me for permission. Bada boom, bada bing. If I go back to Photoshop CC, and I open up an image, filter, there's my Topaz Labs, and just like before, let's do, what do you want to do? Topaz Adjust. Everybody likes Topaz Adjust because it makes images look like that. You can see again, registration, everything taken care of, nothing to worry about. Just to see, since we're at it, Totally Rad. Doesn't really fit on this resolution of a screen, but let's just press something and press finish. And again, there it shows Totally Rad worked like that as well. Now I also tried this on the On1 photo suite, and clicking and dragging the plugin files over did not work. It gives you an error when you start up Photoshop, so you'll just probably need to download the installer if you don't have it anymore, or go back to your installer and reinstall. And just like we did before, just make sure you choose the Photoshop CC plugins folder. Also, I tried this with the image trends shine off plugin, which is a pretty popular filter for removing shine, and I was able to just click and drag the plugin file over without any problems. So just give it a try and see what happens. Some plugins and it may take the companies a little while to get their plugins up to par with Photoshop CC. So that's just the way things go. But hopefully everything will be on track soon, and hope that helped you out a little bit. Thanks a lot.